What's the difference between the face pencils and the neutralizers? First things first, it's the exact same formula. The face pencils and the neutralizers are all face pencils. Last January, they moved 4 out of the face pencil collection and renamed them to neutralizers. So if you've seen any of my old videos, I talk about shade 11. That now is light peachy pink. It was a little confusing to have that in the face pencil line because they were neutralizers all along. Shade 6, shade 11, 13 and 17 were all neutralizers. They all had more of that pink peachy tone. So now they're in their own category, which is called the neutralizers. And there have been a few that have been added to the collection as well. So fair pink, fair peach, those are completely new shades. But again, they're the exact same formula as the face pencils. I'll make sure to add a description in my bio so you can see the previous shades and what they're called now in case you did use any of those shades before. The biggest difference between the neutralizers and the face pencils, the neutralizers have a pink peachy tone to them. Some of them are pink, some of them are peach, and then some are a mix of the two. It depends on what your under eyes look like. If you have really bad dark under eyes, you may need a peach tone to help color correct that first. They typically suggest that you use your neutralizer with a face pencil. Neutralizers are really for people who have pretty dark under eyes and really want to lift and brighten and color correct, and then you can use your face pencil over top. For some people, the face pencil's enough coverage and offers enough brightening, so it's not necessarily for everyone. In this video, we're gonna demo it so you can see what it looks like on the skin. I'll use fair pink on this side and light peachy pink on this side. This used to be shade 11 as of before January of 2024. I have nothing on my skin right now, so I'll prep the skin with this eye cream. The eye cream lays beautifully underneath the face pencils. Usually I let the eye cream sit for about 5 to 10 minutes before I go in with the face pencil. You could also use the oil stick on the under eye too. The oil stick is great for surface level dryness. I love using this before the face pencils as well. You could also use it after the face pencils. You could do a little touch up. So if you have the oil stick, just note that there is a clear dome on the top of this that you'll have to remove. So usually I'll just push it up. And then now you can use your oil stick. You could rub it a little bit on your fingers and tap on the under eye, or after you've applied your face pencils, you could dot a little bit of this on just to refresh the skin throughout the day. The under eyes are prepped, so I'll use fair pink over here. It's important to use the neutralizers with a face pencil over top. If you just use the neutralizer on its own, you may see some of that pink or peachy tone coming through, and that doesn't look natural. That's not what your natural skin should look like. This is just mainly helping with lifting this under eye here and any blues or purples that you might naturally see under here. When using the face pencils, I usually like to keep a lot of it up here in this inner corner. Adding it to the inner corner can help with brightening without causing any texture or creasing happening, because this is such a forgiving space. If you struggle with creasing, you can always keep your neutralizer up here. I have a little bit of discoloration right on the top of my cheek here, so I'll apply a little bit more neutralizer there as well. I'm being pretty generous with how much I'm applying. Allowing it to sit will help build some coverage. If you feel like the face pencil is pulling or tugging at your skin, you can always use your finger and warm it up onto your index finger, and then you can also pat it onto the under eye as well. That can be another approach to using it. This is light peachy pink. I'm rubbing it onto my index finger and then patting onto the under eye. Light peachy pink might be a little dark for me right now just because I'm really fair right now. I can really see the peach tone. I also have a dark spot on the top of my cheek, so I'll go over that with the neutralizer. You wouldn't want to wear it on its own again because you can see that pink and peach tone. Some people can use the neutralizers on its own, but I typically recommend going over it with a face pencil. That can also add additional coverage too. You can think of the neutralizers like when you're painting, you have to put a primer on first before you add another color just to help cancel out that original color. I'll use a brush to blend out this side. This is an eye fluffy brush, but you could also use the detail brush. You could use your fingers. And being careful not to wipe all over here. I'm just wiping where I can see the lines. This can also help maintain that coverage too, because you're not swiping all of that product away. I'll use the warmth of my fingers to blend on this side. Sometimes it's hard to get into this inner corner, so these brushes are nice. You can hit that inner corner. I'll apply my regular face pencil over top. I'll use a mix of shade 4 and 6 together. These are neutral with a warm undertone. 4 has a little bit more yellow to it than 6 does. I also like to clean up that line. That can sharpen the eyeliner. And then I'll use these face pencils all over the cheek because in a pinch you can use this as your foundation. Great for travel on the go. The number one ingredient is castor seed oil. It warms up beautifully, but it can start out a little bit drier. You just need to warm it up on the back of your hand or your index finger, or you can blend it out with the warmth of your hands. And being careful to apply it to the inner corner as well. And then also around the nose. We tend to get a lot of redness around the nose too. I'll draw a few additional lines of 6. 6 is one of my favorite face pencils. I find it to be super adaptable and works with a lot of different skin tones. 6 and 4 tend to be my wintertime shades, and then in the summer I'm usually 9 all over. I'll do it on my face and my under eyes. Now that I have a bunch of lines on my face, I'll just blend it out with the warmth of my fingers. We'll use the eye blending brush again just to get into these hard to reach areas. Personally, I'm liking Fair Pink a little better, adding a little extra brightness to my left side. I want this to last on my skin all day, so I'll set with a face powder. This is very sheer, it's just setting that face pencil. This is the shade Light. I'll use it with a powder puff. The main purpose of using the powder is just to help that face pencil last even longer. The face powder is extremely finely milled, so it doesn't feel heavy or cakey on the skin. I always have to use bronzer to warm up the skin again. I'll mix Dusty Rose and Light Tan. I'll take the same bronzer brush and I'll dip into both compacts and literally just mix it from the compact. This brush feels like a little bear paw just gently gliding across the face. I love it. Maybe not a bear paw, maybe like a kitten paw. Dusty Rose is such a cool bronzer. So unique. I think everyone has to have it. This is what it looks like. It's a cool mauve tone. It just creates a natural shadow on somebody with fairer skin. Even if you had deeper skin, it would be a beautiful blush. And you could also use it on the eyes too. Because it's the winter months, I love using Royal Plum. This is the lip and cheek stick. I'll warm it on the back of my hand first. I'll take it from the back of my hand and then just pat onto the cheeks. I think people tend to shy away from this color because it's so pigmented, but this is such a beautiful wintertime shade, especially on all skin tones. It reminds me of the Sugar Plum Fairy. We're bringing back some of that glow now. I'll also use the Miracle Balm in Cocoa Bronze. This is also a beautiful plummy brown tone. I'll stipple it using the Everything brush. This is what stippling is. Cocoa Bronze can be a nice contour because it's a cooler tone, not a warmer tone, so it doesn't look ruddy on the skin. I have to use Miracle Balm during the winter months because my skin is so dry. My skin is looking much more alive now. I love the combination of Cocoa Bronze and Happy Hour. I'll use the warmth of my fingers and we'll tap this onto the high points of the face. Happy Hour has a bit more shimmer than some of the other Miracle Balms. This is not one that you'd want to put all over your face. I'll put a little on the ridge of the nose. I'll finish the look with the mini hippie stick as a lip. I have to have a hippie stick all the time. It's my favorite lip balm ever. We'll use Pink Gold Shimmer. This has a fresh peppermint tingle to it. It's really nice during the winter months. This is the finished makeup look using the face pencils as my foundation.